Hey, it's happening, everybody. NMaktima out on the water. Didn't really come out intending to fish. Me and Marshall were just kind of out cruising around, enjoying the sights, social distancing, trying to stay as far away from people as we can. And we ended up on this river. So just had basically a late lunch, and there are fish rising. So luckily, I had my rod and reel and stuff packed in the car. So I'm gonna just fish for a little bit. But anyway, just wanted to kind of touch base on what's happening. This is the Rio Grande. The caddis hatch has been coming off pretty steadily for at least the last week, and on top of that, we're seeing some other mayflies as well. March brown type flies, blue wing olive type flies. So there's definitely been some bug activity happening. Right now I'm going to fish Shadow X in the 11-foot 3-weight configuration there. I haven't really been playing around with this rod too much or a whole lot, so I'll get it out here today and give it some playtime. So what I'm going to start off with, we're just seeing some fish sporadically rise up here. Basically I'm thinking they're hitting a few of the caddis that are starting to hatch. So I'm going to run a little Feast Beast caddis just basically off of my Euro Nymph leader here, and then I may switch back to basically just nymphs or swing some caddis type pupil patterns. So we'll see how it goes. Just right up here there's a nice seam, a nice little ledge, a nice little drop off. I don't have waders on, so just work from the bank. A lot of these fish in this river hold pretty tight to the bank anyway. Anyway, just going to be a short little play around session, see what happens. Come on. Switch it out. Okay, so tried the Feast Beast caddis for a bit on some of those areas where I'd seen fish rise. Didn't really get anything to come up. Skated the fly, the caddis a little bit. They tend to skitter across the surface quite often, so pretty active little bug. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just run a dry dropper. Again, because I don't have waders on, I can't really access out there to get a good, tight line nymph drift and all that. So basically, just still sticking with a tag situation here. System. So this is basically just based off of my Euro Nymph leader. So I have my sighter right here, a couple feet, and then I'm down to my first dropper, which will actually just be where I'm going to tie my dry fly to. Just got a little chubby Chernobyl that I'm going to run up top. And just as an FYI, there have been some hoppers out. They're hopping around and stuff, so not totally out of the box or out of the realm of what these trout could key in on. And then down below, I'm going to run a little quill body nymph. The standard 20 inches between flies. Don't overthink it. Don't get too crazy on your rig. There's a nice shelf that's right out here, basically creating the seam. I don't know if you can see the bubble line that's out there with the wind blowing and all this. We'll try to just run that drift off that shelf and down that bubble line. See what happens. Come on back. Distant. Again. Oh. Good God. Eat it. Hang on to it. One. May have missed my shot. 3 shots. There you are. Woo. Alright, so real quick, just got a bow, ate the nymph on the quill body. I don't have a net with me, but I'll show you guys how I take these fish off. So after I just grab the leader, So I'm just holding the fish in the water, letting the water support his weight. So all I do is I just set the rod down, or I'll put it underneath my arm or whatever. But I can just run my hand right down the line to the nymph. I'll wait till he chills out, and then I'll grab the nymph in between my thumb pad and my thumbnail. So I got him here right in between the thumb pad and thumbnail. And then as you can see how the hook's in there, all I do is rotate the hook out and then let him drop. And there he goes. I don't have to touch him, I don't have to mess with him, but you want to wait until he's pretty much mellow, because if he's thrashing, twisting, I've had him hurt my thumb and almost rip my thumbnail off. So, but anyway, ate the little cool body nymph on that one. I had actually I had 3 other eats on it and missed them. A little tough when they're quick on the eat, and then running my chubby Chernobyl up top as basically my dry fly indicator, whatever you want to call it right now. I had one fish come up and swirl on it. It didn't eat it though, it didn't take it. So let's see if we can find another one. Whoa there, buddy, whoa. There you go. Later, bud. Okay, so another little brown on the nymph. And if you gotta handle him, I'm just doing this so I can show you guys. But as far as fish handling, just be sure to wet your hands before you pick them up. So. Alright, there's something new. This is a smallmouth bass. So smallies do like to eat nymphs like trout. They're just as opportunistic. I don't care, it's got fins, it counts. These are fun to catch anyway. There you go, little smallmouth bass. Feisty little guy. Fun thing about the Rio Grande is you have trout, smallmouth bass, pike, carp. That's really about it in here, so some fun stuff. You never know what you're gonna get sometimes, especially when the water starts to warm up. Those smallies get more active, and they just eat everything that trout do. Fun. All right, well, dry dropper rig's doing well. At the end of the drift, I'll give the fly some animation as it swings across the current just by wiggling the rod tip. I don't know if you saw that. Doing that a few times. Sometimes they'll come up and eat it. But it doesn't hurt to maximize the amount of time your fly spin in the water. Fish your flies until you make that cast, and definitely be ready as through each drift, because they do hit pretty fast, but they're feeding, they're aggressive, fishing's pretty good. Alright, well, hopefully that helps you. I'll probably keep fishing here a little bit, but I'm done with you guys. Alright, take care.